Hello, my dear students. Today we are continuing with civics portion lesson 2. Okay, and in this video we will learn about directive principles of state policy. At the time of independence, the people of India, they were very poor and illiterate, and a small class of rich people enjoyed the country's wealth. So there were evils like caste discrimination and exploitations were in the society. So the framers of our constitution had a vision of a society based on social justice, equality and economic well-being. And they realized that the framers of our constitution, they realized that this could be achieved with a short period. Okay, this could not be. It is not possible to achieve within a short period of time. So they lay down guidelines for the future governments. Okay, and these guidelines are directive principles. These guidelines are called directive principles of state policy. And some of the directive principles are also based on the vision of Mahatma Gandhi. According to the directive principles, the government should provide the work for all citizens. What is directive principle? It is the guidelines. It is a guideline for the future government to kept in mind while framing laws and policies. The guidelines are called directive principles of state policy. According to the directive principle, the government should provide work for all citizens, provide just and comfortable condition for work, prevent exploitation, ensure fair distribution of wealth among the people, help the weaker section of society, improve public health, strengthen democracy, promote international peace. These are the some directive principles. Okay, which are they? Provide work for all citizens, provide just and comfortable condition of work, prevent exploitation, help the weaker sections, improve public health, etc., etc. And what is difference or what are the similarities between fundamental rights and directive principles? Fundamental rights are contained in part 3. Fundamental rights are contained in part 3, article 12 to 35. Directive principles are contained in part 4, article 36 to 51 of the Indian Constitution. Fundamental rights are in part 3, article 12 to 35. Directive principles are part 4, article 36 to 51. Fundamental rights are the basic inalienable rights. Directive principles are guidelines only. Fundamental rights are the basic inalienable right. Fundamental rights are justiciable and directive principles are non-justiciable. Fundamental rights are justiciable. If anybody is violating a fundamental, we can approach court. But directive principles, it is not non-justiciable. Okay, and if there is a conflict between the fundamental rights and directive principle, then the fundamental rights will be prevail. Okay, if there is a conflict between fundamental rights and directive principles, the fundamental rights will prevail. Give more importance for fundamental rights. Okay, and the concept of individual rights and individual freedom did not exist in ancient and medieval time. The people had no right to question the king. Already we learned in the previous line about ancient India. Ancient India, the concept of individual rights and individual freedom, it did not exist. The people, they had no right to question the king, and there was no constitution, nor was there an independent judiciary to protect the rights and freedom of the common man. There was no judiciary also. King was the supreme power. Okay, and what was the welfare activities today? Today, the government runs several schemes for the welfare of its citizens, especially the weak and underprivileged sections of the society. These programs are run by both and central and state government and are implemented through various ministries and departments. Some of these measures included the following: scheme related to sanitation, water supply, healthcare and education, public transport network such as roads, railway, and airways. Medical treatment free of cost or at very low cost provided by government hospitals. Free education and midday meal for children in government school. Schemes to take care of senior citizens, etc. are the welfare activities of today. And the government's welfare work is supplemented by schemes undertaken by non-government organization which work for the benefit of weaker section of society. Welfare activities used to be undertaken by the rules on ancient and medieval periods too, and however the concept of individual rights and freedom did not exist in those times. Today the government runs several schemes for the welfare of its citizen. Okay.